Hi everyone, and welcome to how to create an editable pie chart in Adobe Illustrator. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to create one of these pie charts in Adobe Illustrator and how to easily stylize it. So let's get started by going into Adobe Illustrator and clicking on the Create New button. And we want to create a new document. So let's make sure that we've selected pixels in this menu here. And we want to enter 850 by a 980 height for our document size. And then in the advanced or more settings here, we want to make sure that we've got a color mode of RGB and a screen resolution of 72. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on the Create Document button, and this will create our document. So the next thing we want to do is we want to enable the grid. So let's go ahead and go to View, and let's click on Show Grid here. And then we want to snap to the grid. So go to View and Snap to Grid. And then we want to have the grid every 10 pixels apart. So let's go to Edit. And then we want to go to Preferences. And then let's go to Guides and Grid here. We want to make sure that we've got a grid line of every 10 pixels. And then click OK. Excellent. Now we also want to open the info panel, so let's go to Windows and select Info here. And this will enable us to look at how we are positioning our shapes and the size of our shapes, which will help in the creation of our pie chart. Awesome. Now that we've got our document set up, let's go ahead and double click on the column graph tool here, which will bring up this this graph type window. And we want to select the pie chart here. And we also want to select first column in front. And over here, we want to make sure that the legend is inside the wedges so that we can see our percentage points inside the graph itself. And that's it. So once you've done that, click OK. And then click anywhere on the canvas to bring up this window here. And we want to create a pie chart of 450 pixels by 450 pixels. Click OK. And then this will bring up this window here where we can now enter the values for our pie chart. So for example, in this tutorial, we're going to enter 15%, followed by 20% or 25%, followed by 20%, and then lastly 40%. And then we want to fill in the boxes at the bottom here following the percentage values, so 15, 25, 20 and 40, like so. And then click on the Apply button here, which will then apply these values to our pie chart. So let's close this window here, and if we zoom into our pie chart, you can actually see that we've got the percentage values inside each of our pie chart segments. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start adjusting the look of our pie chart. So with the direct selection tool, select that, and then we want to select this segment here. And let's focus on the appearance window. So let's go to Window and select Appearance. Now we want to remove the existing stroke color. So let's go ahead and move that here like so. And then we want to change the fill color here as well. So select the fill and let's double click on this to create a new color. So the color we're going to use is R255, G190 and B123. And then click OK. And then the color will be applied to this segment here. Excellent. Now make sure that the fill is selected and we want to apply a transformation to this. So go to Effect, Distort and Transform, Transform, and let's enter a value of -1 in the vertical move here. And we want to have 15 copies for this. Click OK, and you'll see our transform has been applied to this fill. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and create a new fill by clicking on the Add New Fill button here. And we want to change the color for this one. So select this new fill, and let's change the color here to 255, 223, and 153 to have this nice brighter yellow color, and click OK. And now we want to apply a transform to this one. So let's go to Effect, Distort Transform, Transform, and let's change the vertical value here to -15, and then click OK. And now you'll see we've created this nice 3D looking pie slice here. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and fill in the other segments of our pie chart with colors. So using the direct selection tool, let's select this one here, remove the stroke, and let's add a random color for this one. And we're going to change this to 255, 141, and 116 for this nice orange color. Let's do the same for this segment here. So removing the stroke, choose a random color for this, and let's change this color to 255, 82, and 119 for this nice pink color. And then finally the same for our final stroke, for our final pie segment here. Remove the stroke, and let's change the color to 178, 70, 116, like so. Next, we're going to change the look of the percentage values of our pie chart here. So let's go ahead and use the direct selection tool. Hold Shift on the keyboard and then just select these values like so. And then over in the characters here, we're going to choose Alma Mono Heavy font, which you can download from the link in the description below. Now with that, we want to also change the color of our text. So let's go ahead and change this to white, like so. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and stylize our pie chart. So let's select the selection tool here, and we're going to select the whole pie chart like so. And we're going to focus on the appearance panel over here. And let's go ahead and add a new fill. And we want to select it. And we want to make sure that it lies below the contents section here, like so, so we can see our pie chart. Now selecting our fill again, we want to set the color to 255, 242, 236, and then click OK. And then with that selected, let's go to Effect, and we want to convert to shape, and then select ellipse, like so. Now check the absolute box here, and then we want to set the width and height to 500 pixels, like so, and then click OK. And from here we want to go to Effect, and then let's go to Distort and Transform, and then select Transform here. And we want to use the Move Vertical slider again, and select a value of 7 pixels, and then click OK. And then now we want to go to Effect, and then select Stylize, and then select Drop Shadow. Now from here we want to go ahead and enter these values here. So make sure that the mode is set to normal, and the opacity is set to 100%, with a 0 in the X offset and 1 in the Y offset, with 0 blur, like so. And we want to make sure the color is set to pure black, like so. Click OK, and then click OK again. And now make sure that the entire chart is still selected. And then over in the appearance panel again, let's go ahead and create a new fill, like so. And this time we want to drag it underneath our first fill. And with this new fill selected, let's go ahead and set the color here. So let's select a new color, which is going to be 255 by 82 and 119, like so. Click OK. And then over here we want to click on opacity, and we want to lower this to 30%. And then over here, once we've done that, select the fill again, and then let's go to Effect, and let's select Convert to Shape, select Ellipse, check the absolute box again, and then set the width and height to 440 pixels, like so, and then click OK. Then go to Effect, Distort Transform, and select Transform, and we want to drag the Move Vertical slider here to something like 45 pixels, and then click OK. And then lastly, we want to go to Effect, then go to Blur, select Gaussian Blur, and we want to enter 15 pixels here, and then click OK. Excellent. Now, just having a look at our pie chart here, the drop shadow at the bottom here is just a little bit too harsh. So let's go back to our fill, our first fill, and let's open it up, select the drop shadow here, and instead of a black drop shadow, let's change this to white, click OK, and then click OK again. And now you'll see we've got this nice shape behind our pie chart. Next, we want to add a third fill to our appearance. So let's close this one down, making sure that our pie chart is still selected. Let's go ahead and click on the Add New Fill button here. And we want to make sure that this is dragged below the contents and above our last two fills. Now, with this fill selected, let's adjust the color for this one. So this one's going to be 255, 82, and 119. And then click OK. And for this one, let's open this up and let's go to opacity and lower its opacity to about 50%, like so. And with this selected, let's go to Effect and then Convert to Shape and select Ellipse. Check the absolute box here and then set the width and the height to 350, like so. Then click OK. And with this still selected, go to Effect and then go to Distort Transform and then Transform. And over in the Move Vertical slider, let's slide this to 35. So let's try and go to 35 like so, and then click OK. And then next, we want to go to Effect, and then let's find Blur, Gaussian Blur, and here we want to enter 15 pixels for the radius, and then click OK. And now you'll see we've got this nice sort of blur shadow effect underneath our pie chart. Excellent. Now that we have our pie chart completed, the next thing we want to do is create a simple legend for our pie chart. Now to do this, let's go ahead and select the rectangle tool here, click anywhere on our canvas, and we want to make a rectangle which is a width of 510 and a height of 80. And click OK. And then over here we want to change the color. So let's change the color to 255, 242, and 236. And then click OK. And then making sure that this is selected, let's go to the Appearance panel here. And then we want to go ahead and go to Effect. And let's go to Stylize. And let's select Round Corners. Enter a radius of 40 pixels. And then click OK, like so. And then you'll see here, if we zoom in, we've now rounded the corners of this rectangle. Excellent. Now with this selected, let's go to Effect and let's go to Stylize and then Drop Shadow. And from here, let's go ahead and enter some new values. So opacity of 100%, 0 pixels in the X offset, 1 pixels in the Y, 0 for the blur, and then a white color here. Then click OK. Excellent. Now, just keeping our attention on the appearance panel, let's go ahead and add a new fill. So click on the new fill button here. And then with this selected, let's create a new color. So this color is going to be 25582 and 119. Click OK. And then we want to open this up and then lower its opacity to, let's say, 30%. So let's either use the scroll bar or type in 30 here. And then click out of that. And then now with this fill color selected, let's go to Effect. And we want to go to Distort and Transform. Select Transform. And over here we want to enter 85 in the horizontal scale, 85 in the vertical scale, 0 for horizontal move, and for vertical move we want 10 pixels. And then click OK, like so. Cool. Now let's select this fill and then move this below our first fill, and this will create a shadow here. Now with this fill selected, let's go ahead and go to Effect, and let's go to Blur, Gaussian Blur, and let's set the radius to 15 pixels and click OK to create our shadow. Excellent. Let's go out of this. Now you'll notice that we've got this strange white border around our shadow, and that's because our drop shadow is actually outside of our fill. So let's go ahead and click and drag our drop shadow into our fill like so, and now you'll see that we've got this nice shadow underneath this color here. Excellent. Now for the next step, we're going to need a grid of every 5 pixels. So let's go to Edit, Preferences, and then go to Guides and Grids. And instead of a grid line every 10 pixels, let's change this to 5 and then click OK. Cool. Now let's go ahead and click on the rectangle tool, click and hold, and then select the ellipse tool here. And then click anywhere on our canvas to create a 60 by 60 circle. And then press OK here. Now we've got a circle here that we can adjust. So let's zoom in here to focus on that. And now let's go ahead and click on the rectangle tool over here, and let's create a square of 30 by 30 like so. And then what we want to do here is we want to place this square in one corner of our circle. So I'm just going to recolor these quickly just so that you can see what we're doing, like so. So now we've got a square placed on one corner of the circle, and the grid line snapping will help you with this. And now we're going to fill this color. So let's fill the square color here with a color of 255, 190, and 123, like so. Select both of these shapes, and then over here with the Pathfinder, let's go ahead and select not minus front, we want the intersect button here. And now that will leave you with one corner of a circle, like so. Cool. Now let's select this quarter and place this just over here where our rectangle was, our rounded rectangle was. And we want to make 3 more copies of this. So press Control C to copy this, and then Control Shift V to paste this into place. And we can sort of move this across, and then select both of these again, press Control C, Control Shift V, and then now we've got 4 copies of this circled corner. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and recolor these. So let's select this one, and we're going to recolor this to 178, 70, and 116, like so. Alternatively, we can zoom out here and we can use the eyedropper tool for this. So let's select this, use the eyedropper tool, and then select the corresponding segment, like so. Select the next segment, use the eyedropper tool, and then select the next color, like so. And the last color will remain the same, as that corresponds to that corner over there. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and select the type tool. And then on our artboard here, let's go ahead and click over here. And let's type in what we want for the corresponding shapes. So for this one, we're going to name lemon. And then just move this here like so. And we're going to change the color of the text. So let's go ahead and change this to 1787016, like so. And then just going to move this segment along. And then we're going to select this text again, press Ctrl C, Ctrl Shift V to duplicate that. I'm just going to move this along here, and this one is going to be called orange. And just move this a little bit closer. And then for this one, we're going to move over here, and we're going to do exactly the same, just duplicate the text there. And this one's going to be called raspberry, like so. And then the same for our last color. So let's move that over here, duplicate the text, and this one will be called grape, like so. Excellent. So now we have a nice little legend here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a simple background. So first of all, let's zoom out here, and we want to select our legend here and press Ctrl G to group that. And let's go ahead and center everything here. So let's select everything, and using our alignment tool here, in fact, let's go over here to our alignment panel and make sure that it's set to align to artboard. Select everything here, and then let's center this to the artboard like so. And the same for our pie chart. And then once we've done that, let's go ahead and select the rectangle tool. Click anywhere on the artboard, and we want to create a width of 870 by 1000 pixels. And then let's fill this rectangle with the new color. So this one's going to be 255, 255, 250. And then if we right click this, go to arrange, and then center back, and then we can place this just above our artboard. And we can also use the alignment tool here. So center align this horizontally and vertically. And then the next thing you want to do here is, if we zoom into our pie chart, we might want to change the size of our text, of our values here. So let's go ahead and select the direct selection tool, select all of our values here, our percentage values. And over here we want to increase the size of them. So just increase the size to whichever size you want. So say something like 20%. Zoom out here just to see if it looks correct. And there we have it. A cool, modern looking pie chart in Adobe Illustrator. Feel free to use these techniques to adjust your final design, and I'll see you next time on Tuts Plus.